I said, hey, yo. Welcome to Disagreeable. This is Disagreeable. This is another vertical live. At first, I was going to do a different show with a different title. Let me go with this show. At first, I was going to do a different show with a different title, more aggressive, more aggressive, um, more S talking. You feel me? And then I decided to take my own advice. And then I decided to take my own advice, and that is to do nothing. Nothing at all. It, it's crazy how you will. It's crazy how you will procrastinate on your own ideas that are coming from you from within. But most people are quick to act or be moved to action by external triggers. You feel me? External triggers, and you can have uh, righteous. I guess is indignation the right one? Is that the right one to use right there? You can be righteously hot about something. You feel me? But then again, examine that. You need to really examine that. And you know me. I think everything is fake that comes from the media. But I saw that. They said this guy was like gushing gushing blood out of his head or his neck or whatever, something like that. I didn't see that. I saw I saw one little clip, and it, the psyops. You know what? If it is fake, if it is fake, I would like to say thank you to the Matrix, to the Samsara, to the Illusion, the Kali Yuga. I like to say I would like to say thank you to that for making the propaganda better, because that's what I've been asking for. You feel me? I understand you're gonna keep doing propaganda, but please just don't insult me. Make it better. You feel me? So this Charlie Kirk situation is fake, like I think everything is fake, I'd like to say thank you to the illusions, to the malevolent AI, to the simulacra. I would like to say thank you for making better propaganda. Because I didn't see any blood or this or that. I just saw a quick clip that looked from somebody out in the crowd filming. And I don't know, that boy. And I only saw him for a second. So, I could be propagandized right now. Right now. Yo, what's good, Shaka? Shakiria Duncan. Shakiri, I know you black. I know you're black. Shakiri and Duncan. You one of them Duncan, huh? But let me get back to the point. So my original idea for the show was like I'm not doing a show right now. I'm just talking some shit when I have a moment. But the title was gonna be more like attack. I don't even want to say it. There's gonna be more attacking of a certain group and things like that. And because look, trust me, nobody hates more than I hate. Nobody hates more than I hate. But nobody has ever like died, even though I think everything's fake and a lot of this stuff is they probably got him on a little pedo island or something like that. But no matter how much I dislike somebody, I never felt compelled that when they die, for me to come out and talk crazy about them and like celebrate and make jokes about their death or this and that. Even though I don't, even though this is America, you can do what you want to do. I just think I've never felt compelled to do that. You feel me? Yep, got black written all. Yeah, we talking about you, Shakira Duncan. We know you black. You feel me? But what was I saying? What was I saying? What's good, Carmen? What's good? Oh shit, I'm on my phone. Let me see. You got a new avatar? Looking cute. Let's see some collarbone in that shit. Oh, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Oh yeah. Nobody hates more than I hate. You feel me? If there was a player haters ball, I would definitely be there. I'd be in the runnings. But I've never felt compelled to go after somebody after they died or celebrate a death, especially somebody who was like killed publicly, horrifically, or whatever. Like, why would I do that? You feel me? It doesn't mean I like them. I can still hate them and shit. But I've never felt compelled to go and then make a video to show my joy of somebody being killed, especially somebody who is being killed in America for speaking. America is about speaking. We can say what we want. You feel me? You can say what you. Now we got all these goddamn communists, socialists, weirdo. Everybody's making these weird tribes and weird groups that are based on like fake genders and fake sexualities and things like that. And I saw a whole bunch of black women coming out talking about, well, he said that the guns, he wanted to keep his guns, and he said if there needs to be some gun violence. I'm making the black women sound way sweeter than they sound. They actually sound. Let me do the real black woman voice. Hold on, give me a second. Me, me, me. Me, me, me. All right. Let me do the real black woman voice. He said he wanted the guns. He said, if you gotta have some gun violence to keep our gun rights, then he said we can go ahead and have some gun violence. And then he died by it. And then he also said, he had also had said that Martin Luther King, and then he said that he don't trust black people flying planes. Why don't you trust black people flying planes? Man, let me not say that because I have like pilots in my family. But I don't trust black people flying planes either. Is it because they're black? No, because my older people in my family who are actually pilots and flew planes and things like that, they came from the era where you had to earn your way to fly the plane. He don't trust black pilots now because he's he's dead now. That's what they say. He doesn't trust the new black pilots. Like I don't trust the new black pilots because either it's propaganda or it's true that the standards are lower. Just like I don't trust new army niggas. Standards are lower. You feel me? I could beat up half the niggas in the army. That's not right. I could beat up most of police. That's not right. You should have a physical and a mental standard to hold these positions. You feel me? And you feel like a man needs to be killed and then mocked. That's what you think needs to happen with somebody. He needs to be killed and mocked because you didn't agree with what he said in America, where the country that is based on free speech. You feel me? And you wonder why your kids are a mess because you just got evil in your heart. You feel me? And that goes with the title of my show. You want to get this evil out your heart, you have to self-examine and dwell on it. How do you dwell on it? You dwell on it by doing nothing. Some people call it meditation. I try not to make it all spiritual and extra like that. Nah, you don't gotta meditate. Just stop doing things. Don't do nothing. Sit there and sit with yourself. Stop making actions. Stop being impulsive. You feel me? Hold on. Let me look this up. Carmen says these people sound evil. And then the effing irony of those same people screaming and crying about unfair consequences. Exactly. And now they like, well, consequences of words and I'm telling you, why do you think I don't listen to people or don't do anything and I only believe in myself? And things that I can confirm. You feel me? I'm commenting on this because it's in a public sphere or whatever, but I'm affected by this zero. You feel me? I'm affected by this zero because it's not. Here's a good way to look at things. How I try to look at things. Look at things outside the scope of modern technology. If modern technology, excuse me, if modern technology made me aware of something, that is something that in the past I would have never been aware of. Therefore, it doesn't need to be affecting me. It shouldn't be raising your blood pressure. You feel me? It shouldn't be bothering you. And a lot of people can need to take this message to heart. You feel me? Don't crash out. The power of doing nothing. Why do you think I can tell you about crashing out? Because I crashed out plenty of times. You feel me? I've crashed out plenty of times, but I'm one of God's favorites. I've been protected. I've been protected. But any one of those crash outs could have been the end of my life. You feel me? That's why I'm here being an advocate and an evangelist for doing nothing. Don't do anything. You feel me? Whenever, and this is, maybe I should write a whole book on this, and it's like every other book and everything else in the world, just be rebranding a concept and making it simpler for people, but maybe that is the service and the value that I can offer. I can translate meditation, self-observance, awareness, think twice, all that shit into do nothing. If you can make yourself do nothing, all that other stuff will happen naturally. As soon as you step outside of being what they call triggered these days, or sent to action, or the very base of that shit is fight or flight. You feel me? When you were in fight or flight mode, you were in survival animal mode. And when you're in survival animal mode, you can only do as the animals do. You can move, react, fight, eat, try to find shelter, protect yourself, be scared as shit. But you will not affect any change in the world or manifest any novelty into your life. That is what the media is for. It is here specifically to keep you in a, I don't even, low vibrational is so corny. People have killed vibration. You feel me? It'll keep you in an animalistic, reactionary state, a nervousness, a stress. That's all this stuff is doing for you, being aware of these things. You feel me? And the more you're aware of these things, the less that you are taking action. That's the most interesting thing. The more you're put into this animalistic state, this reactionary state, you will be making actions that are to your detriment, and you will be making little to no actions in the direction of your betterment. Huh? You feel me? And when you do nothing, the power of doing nothing, that might be my book. The power of doing nothing, once you enter and accept the power of doing nothing and pay me $8,000 an hour to explain to you how to do nothing, once you do that, you will automatically step into your own being, because you will step out of being reactionary, fight or flight, and then once you doing nothing is not the end of it, because once you do nothing, then you got to deal with your internal chatter. And you got to tell that shit to shut the fuck up. Your fight or flight. Those are that internal chatter. You could say spiritual, or you could just say it's the synapses and the what I would say, the cycle or the pattern that's been built in your mind. And for you to form a new way of moving and thinking and reacting and shit like that, you're gonna have to stop, sit in that shit, and fight against it with your own mind and your own visualization, however you do that. You feel me? And you're thinking, oh, this is nothing. No, when you do that, you're literally forming new neural connections in your mind. You feel me? And I don't want to get into the supplements and things that you may be able to add to your neuroplasticity to fix this or whatever. But you just need to sit with it, and that uncomfortable feeling, the reactionary, what you want to move and do shit, that is your normal pattern fighting against what you can become, how you can better yourself. And it takes time. And you have to keep doing this in repetition so it will form the new neural pathways. You'll have sufficient, strong enough neural pathways, new synapses and shit like that, so you can be a new person. Yes, it's your choice to be a new person. You can stop being reactive. You can stop going online and celebrating and dancing when somebody dies, when you got kids in the next room that you're not even giving them this type of attention. You rather go bring hate in the world on the internet instead of going in and pouring love into your children. That's how controlled and propagandized and underwater you are. You feel me? Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just letting that sink in. 'Cause I know I just said some ill shit. This shit's not planned. I know I just said some ill shit. You feel me? And in these little quiet moments, I'm actually practicing what I'm preaching. I'm doing nothing, allowing myself to process, configure this information to bring you better information so we can form alchemical gold. You feel me? If you stop bullshitting, this is one of my main tenets in life since I was younger when I looked at epiphany being the highest currency in this existence, coming to epiphany. And it's interesting that you seem to come to epiphany two ways: deep internal introspection or externalizing with somebody else who is honest and righteous. They don't have to be right, they don't have to be intelligent, they just have to not be a piece of shit. A liar, a malevolent, manipulating piece of shit. You feel me? As long as the person is righteous who you're interfacing with and you are righteous, and you just start conversing with each other, communicating from a righteous position, no lies, no agenda and shit like that, by default, truth will appear, novelty will appear, epiphany will be had, because that's the mental and verbal alchemy that I feel like you're doing in this whatever the hell that we're in. I can throw my ideas that might not be good. My ideas might be lead. You can throw your ideas and they might be lead. But we are doing alchemical functions, quantum mechanics in that moment. And this bullshit ideas we're putting in this pot between each other, they start mixing up. And then they start making us think a different way. We are building worlds, and these worlds that we are watching and imagining are building us. You feel me? And then out of nowhere, boom, this bullshit conversation that was just you and the homies kicking it without an agenda ends up being something deep and profound. The lead was transformed into gold. You feel me? My bad, I'm not looking at the chat. Let me look at the chat. Why does your audio go in and out higher than lower? Maybe I'm talking, I don't know. I don't know. My phone is shit, you know. I've been holding off on getting a new phone until I slide to South America. Or it could be the internet, I don't know what it is. Did you motherfuckers hit the like button? You feel me? Like I said, this is a freestyle show. I didn't really know where I was going with this because observing other, and I don't want to blame the homie. He's funny and shit. And he was doing it for a funny reason. But being exposed to people being triggered about this Charlie Kirk thing and them showing their nasty, ugly, evil side, it almost triggered me to go against that evil with evil. You feel me? Fight the red key with the red key when you can't do that. We've all seen The Last Dragon. You have to become the blue key, and then you can catch bullets and beat the shit out of all these evil people. You can't be evil and beat the evil people. You feel me? And so, how did I come to the conclusion and not do the show about how motherfuckers ain't shit? I did nothing. And in doing nothing, I came to the conclusion I should talk about doing nothing. And I should talk about making yourself greater instead of being like these weirdos out here and shit. Oh, that shit's crazy to me, man. And it's not even about Charlie Kirk. I'm not any big fan of this guy or anything like that. I'm saying anybody, whenever somebody dies, people come out and they just want to just show how evil they are. You feel me? Either you want to show how evil you are, or you want to get attention showing how hurt you are. One of the two. One of the two. How about you go love your kids? You feel me? Shaka says, I caught a bullet in my teeth at the movies once. I knew I reached a new level. And for one, you're black, so I would never doubt that. You know, black people don't lie. And something I know, like you know, to reach that higher level, your mind, body, and soul must be one. You feel me? And if your mind, body, and soul was one, you can catch the bullet. You can catch the bullet. You feel me? Even though, man, we got to do the show. I got to do the Last Dragon breakdown because that shit is so deep, deep, a theatrical, metaphysical, occult journey through the self. Through the self. That shit is so fucking deep. And if people can just understand the tenets and understand the message that's being pushed through the Last Dragon, and I know people see the regular. I know they're letting you know on base level, yeah, you are the master and shit like that. But you need to understand the whole journey to understand the journey to become the master, the self doubt, the outside forces, your negativity always coming at you all the time, popping up on your ass to fuck you, your life, fuck your family's life up. Show enough is the red key. Show enough is the malevolence. He's the internal chatter. He's the you ain't good enough. He's the chaos. You feel me? And you being confused, scared, or even angry and malevolent ain't gonna beat show enough. That's his shit. You got my you know what? I know people. Go watch the Last Dragon. Go watch the Last Dragon, man. Go watch the Last Dragon. You feel me? How about you do that instead of talking shit about some people you don't know on the internet? Do nothing. Do nothing. Sit down, watch the Last Dragon. Do nothing. That's your homework. That's your homework for today. Watch the Last Dragon. You feel me? And like I said already, this was a freestyle show. I think I got out the message of not crashing out. You feel me? Doing nothing, not crashing out, sitting in stillness, self-awareness, self-observance. Once you observe yourself, you can then assess yourself and you can change yourself. If you never stop doing shit, if you never enter my program and pay me $8,000 an hour to explain to you how to do nothing, if you never step into the power of doing nothing, you will never have the opportunity to self-observe and then correct. Huh? If you never step into the power of doing nothing, you will never have the opportunity to make the correct actions. You feel me? If you never sign up for my program that costs $20,000 a month, you are never going to make it. But in all seriousness, I am serious about the program being very expensive if I did a program. But I'm not doing a program. I'm giving you the game for free right now. You gotta do nothing so you can self-observe. Once you self-observe, you can analyze self. Once you have these analytics and this data points about yourself, from yourself, which you know are real, they're not external. You know these are real things. You feel me? You have these data points about yourself, honest data points about yourself. You can then correct course. You can then start breaking patterns because you can then be even recognizing or acknowledging that you do have these negative patterns. And let me add this: all patterns are negative, even ones that might be lucrative to you. You feel me? You're making money off this, or you're getting a lot of. All patterns are negative. I'm not saying you should stop doing things that are beneficial to you. No, I am not. I'm saying that you are not allowing novelty to come into your life by staying within the same pattern. So you can still be progressive and change the pattern. You feel me? And bring in levels of success that you couldn't even imagine. That's what novelty is. You feel me? That is what this existence is, the unimaginable. You feel me? Evoking emotion and shit. You need emotional content, dog. You got to break the pattern. It's like a finger pointing at the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you're going to miss all this heavenly glory. You feel me? And once you observe yourself and you get to see the true grandness of yourself, you feel me? Your true omnipresence, you're everywhere. Once you get to see this shit, how do I want to say this? How do I want to say this? How do I want to say this? Give me a second. I want to do nothing. I want to figure out how I'm going to say this exactly. Like I said, it's like a finger pointing at the moon. If you concentrate on the finger, you're going to miss all the heavenly glory. Your trigger points are the finger. You feel me? You need to self-observe. You can self-correct, break patterns, build newer patterns. And now these patterns build upon themselves as a positive feedback loop. These patterns build upon themselves. More novelty comes into your life. And now when you're confronted with this nonsense that you've been reactive to, wasting your time, energy, just being evil, malevolent fuck on this earth, you feel me? Now you have the chance for, not the chance, once you start doing the work does itself. He's like, what Bruce Lee say in that joint? He says, I can't remember word for word. But homie says like, when they expand, I contract. When they contract, I expand. And when it's time to hit, I don't hit. It hits all by itself. You feel me? These neural pathways have been cemented. You feel me? You're now the dragon. You're the one. You're the one. Oh shit, Naga's in the building. That Naga. You feel me? Shout out to that Naga. I only got real ones around me, bro. Shaka Nu in the building. Become water. That Myota in the building. What up? Feel me? This is quite profound, disagreeable. That is. Man, let me not even talk about me. You feel me? Let me not even talk about me. Because a lot of people are just raffling off a lot of shit. Or they become a member of a tribe and they only speak from that tribal position. Meaning, this is my school of thought. I speak from this school of thought. I convey this, or I have repackaged this, and I'm giving it to you as if it's my own idea because I'm also an evil, malevolent funk that didn't, malevolent fuck that still hasn't learned anything. You feel me? This is the amalgamation of a whole lot of studying from somebody who is disagreeable. My name is disagreeable for a reason. I've done a whole lot of studying, a whole lot of, let me not even get into tell about people think you're bragging and shit. But from my schooling, I showed a high acumen, or whatever the fuck they say, for the sciences and shit. You feel me? I was into that shit very early. And when you're into that shit very early, when you get to the end of that shit, you end up at the fringe sciences. You end up at the quantum sciences. Once you get to the quantum sciences, and you dig at that, and you dig at that, you don't just become some asshole who's trying to sound cool, quantum mechanics and all shit. That just means they don't know what the fuck they talking about for real. Quantum level things are just being observed and they're not really explained. You feel me? Now, that led me to look into the occult sciences. Because when I was looking into superposition and string theory and things along those lines, I was like, damn. And I'm in Miami, Florida, where you're surrounded by voodoo and things like that. So I was like, damn, two things can be intrinsically linked across time and space. No time delay, no nothing. How does that work? So maybe that's how voodoo works. You feel me? This is when I was mad young. So I looked into it. You feel me? Started looking into the occult shit. So sciences led me into the occult studies. The occult studies, unless you're an evil weirdo and you want to deal with spirits and start binding up spirits and making deals with demons and all types of weirdo shit like that. And thank God for making me disagreeable. And I'm not just one of these niggas who's gonna read something and just start doing it. Or maybe we should start doing these shit. Nigga, fuck you, old 3,000-year-old, some old loser nigga wrote some shit down because he was having mental issues 4,500 years ago. Now I'm gonna do the same. Nigga, fuck you. You feel me? That's why I didn't go crazy like all these motherfuckers. But I'm getting to the point. At the end of reading all this, and then it gets into the sciences, and then it gets into understanding your mind, and then you really understand the mind is all. You can't do shit without thinking. Now you need to know how to think so you can do shit. Now this is a whole lot of reading and shit comes together, and this is cross-reference information I'm handing to you without any tribal group think backing and all this shit. No, there is no angle to this information. This is just it, how I see it, how this connects to that. You feel me? And how you want to, and the true sign of intelligence is being able to boil something down so a fucking child can understand it. So a child can understand well, how do I want to say it? An outstanding idea, you feel me? An extraordinary idea, you feel me? Something that something that someone who's trying to manipulate you will tell you you need some super high level of intellect for. You don't need a super high level of intellect to understand. Explain to you, and you're not an asshole, meaning you have some position you're trying to defend. You're just here listening open to the idea. If it can't be explained to you, it's most likely to manipulate you. You feel me? That's why I boiled all this shit down to the power of doing nothing. Because I can tell a kid to do nothing. And if the kid acting like he don't understand why I don't want to do, I can explain to him why doing nothing is powerful for him. I can explain how this is going to make you greater. Don't you want to be the illest? Don't you want to be like your... I could explain this shit to him. Well, he will even learn. It might take longer. Feel me? Because you have less impulse control as a child. Hey, adults, that's something that you're supposed to have. Impulse control. Hello, adults. Hello, adults going online celebrating that some guy got shot. You're supposed to have impulse control. It's supposed to be better than your kids. You feel me? But once you give the kid the pattern, you feel me? They will understand that, and I can convey this idea. That's all I want to say. I can convey the idea of the power of doing nothing to a child. Motherfuckers want to give you all these extra visualizations and meditation practices and all this extra shit. And yeah, all that shit's good and dandy and shit like that. But the one thing they don't explain to you, and this is why I appreciate people, and when you mention people like this, they think you're some fucking disciple. I'm not a disciple of nobody. I'm fucking disagreeable. Fuck you. You feel me? But I will give shout out to Bobby Hemmett. Do I agree with everything he said? No. Is he one of the illest niggas to ever live? Yes. He was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But one thing him and his and the other dude who fucked with him, Panic, made clear is, even though they were into weird shit I wasn't into, they made it clear that none of these powers, entities, ideas, thought forms, egregors, whatever you want to call them, none of these things are greater than you, older than you, got more control over you, none of that shit. They said stay away from groups. Don't join fucking tribe. That tribe thing is going to stop you from your everlasting journey, never-ending story of learning. That's what it's going to do. So that's the main thing. That's the main thing I took from them. Fuck everybody. I can read, nigga. I got eyes. I can read the book. I don't need you to explain it to me. You feel me? Let me look at the chat. You know how I've been looking. Shaka says the echo chamber. You are Black Magic. Let's talk about it, that Naga. AM1 says, AM1's in the building. Haven't seen you in a minute. That Naga, preach. Meditation is doing nothing. Exactly. That Naga, I already know you know where I'm going with this. Hit the like button. I was in Panic's third class. He told me I didn't need to be there. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. See, it's always the circle of people that come in and how novelty introduces itself into my life. That's just how things go. I never tried to join a Panic class or anything like that. But I definitely watch a lot of Panic and shit, been into the same ideas, and then boom, somebody who, I haven't met this person in real life, but somebody who's about their financial shit, we're talking about other shit, and this comes back to the power of men talking crazy. Men, and I will say men of all races, when men come together and talk crazy with no agenda except for talking crazy, we have our ideas or whatever, but we know what we are here for. We're not here to be angry at each other. We're not here to do any weird shit or push any political agenda. We just here to talk crazy, locker room talk, crazy shit. Say crazy shit that if niggas hear us say in the regular world around people, hold on, if they hear us say this shit around people, they be mad as hell. But that's not the point. My point is when men come together and we talk crazy, that is pure righteousness. That is pure love. There's zero agenda behind it. And what comes from what I said earlier about when you speak with each other with zero agenda, you're doing verbal alchemy. I'm just throwing bullshit out there. It could be jokes, but as long as it has no agenda and the root of it is love and all and whatever you want to call it, righteousness, bullshit. We're throwing the bullshit in the pot, our vibration, our energy between each other, then boom, the lead turns to gold. Before you know, we're talking about deep, life-changing shit. You feel me? All that shit is rooted in righteous communication. You feel me? And what is righteous communication one step above? It's one step above doing nothing. It's one step above doing nothing. You feel me? Because you can do nothing, and then if you chopping it up talking crazy with the homies or whatever, you're just one level above that. Because we're not trying to impress each other. We're not trying to push an agenda, not trying to do that. It's mostly just to make a laugh happen. And to make a laugh happen, you really are just trying to bring love into the world. You're really trying to bring love, light in the mood. You're just trying to raise the vibration and shit. That's all you're trying to do. That's one step above doing nothing, and that is still pure. And from that purity, you can get novelty from it. You feel me? Then, like I said, I only went because I did not. Well, excuse me. I only went because I could not envision somebody. Am I reading the song? I only went because I did not. I could not. Okay, oh, yeah, we need commas in this shit. All right. I only went because I could not envision somebody who looks like me living that way. Why not? Why not? It's pretty normal. You feel me? And I think like Panic was a great example of doing nothing and having everything come to you, but you still have to move towards whatever your mind envisions. You have to connect you know how you say in the Bible like prayers without works is dead or some shit, right? Prayer without works is dead or whatever. You feel me? And Panic was making crazy money off those herb packs. You feel me? And if you ever heard him tell that story about this Matrix is so weird because the guy who I remember being a kid, I was on my hip hop shit real young. I remember being real young and having a random mixtape. I don't know where I got it from, but it was Screwball. And I still remember the shit in my mind. I wonder if I could find the song. It was like Hostile. I think the song was called Hostile. That's what you fuck with me. I'm super young. I remember this shit. I don't even know how I got my hands on it. And then Panic is talking about his man's. I don't know if it was Screwball directly or if he was from the group Screwball. I can't remember if the guy was Screwball or the group was called Screwball. This is me years later where I'm on my metaphysical shit. I'm studying all types of occult weird shit. I'm listening to Panic, and this nigga is saying that how he got the herb packs is because his homie, who was either the guy directly or in the group, got killed, and he came to him in the vision, and he said his homie was also always a crazy hustler, get money ass nigga. And he said in the vision, the nigga just came like, yo, do this, boom, 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 put these herbs, use this herb, put that herb, put that herb. He was like, what? He's like, yo, nigga, just listen, just get money, nigga. He said he like, fuck it. He just put the herbs together, and that made the Panic herb pack. You feel me? That's very, it's interesting on many different levels. The power of doing nothing, just how weird this thing that I don't know what the fuck this is. Are we in some weird AI shit? Whatever the fuck this existence is, how this thing just layers and folds over itself. And it's like you're on a path and there's familiar markers throughout the path that you're on. It might be on some, what's that nigga's name that wrote The Alchemist, talking about the omens and all that? I can't remember right now. But I gotta hit the streets. I've been talking way too fucking long. Shout out to everybody who's been here. You feel me? Hope you gain some value from this. And shout out to everybody, man. This is disagreeable. I'm disagreeable. We're disagreeable. Hit the goddamn YouTube buttons. All right. Peace Shaka, peace Naga, peace Carmen, peace AM1, peace Iota, peace, 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 peace.